Hi everyone, and welcome to day 34 of this transformation journey. So it's something which I've always wanted to talk about, and that's medication. And today I'm going to talk, so a bit of disclaimer, and I think we have to give disclaimers in today's day and age because people would look for any excuse. So this is not a medical advice video, it's just my personal journey and experience and what I've seen, and something I thought I'll share with you guys. So today I want to talk about SSRIs and SNRIs specifically. So I've got personal experience, and having worked in the health sector for numerous years, I've noticed and seen a couple of things. So first of all, medication is not a cure. A lot of people think that, before I go on, let me give you what I mean by SSRIs and SNRIs. So these are your venlafaxine, citalopram, sertraline, fluoxetine, etc. So a lot of people, so back to the main topic, a lot of people think that medication is a cure and somehow it's going to fix everything. I see medication as more of a leeway or a leverage. So just let's take it protein shakes for example. If you take protein shakes, it's not going to give you six-pack, but you have to go to the gym and fix your diet. So medication gives you that space, makes it a bit easier to make them changes in your life. Now, having said that, venlafaxine did change my life and cure certain things, which were my intrusive thoughts. So I did struggle with them during a period in my life, and there was no way I could get rid of my intrusive thoughts. I tried all sorts of therapy, meditation, mindfulness, ERP, and I spoke to one of my psychiatrist friends, and he said you should try venlafaxine because it has worked before, and that got rid of my intrusive thoughts instantly within a few days. Now, I'm not sure if that's a permanent cure or it just dampened things a bit, but it did really help me, and time would tell. So I made a couple of notes which I was going to discuss with you guys today. Medications, the literature says that it takes a couple of weeks and months for them to work, and then once you've achieved certain remission, you should take them for another 6 months. Now, having traveled around different countries and experienced healthcare system in many countries, in some countries people actually take SSRIs or SNRIs, so your venlafaxine, citalopram, sertraline, etc., Prozac, as it's known in America. They take them for a few days, and then suddenly they feel all good, back to normal, and that's it. They get on with their lives. So I'm not sure if that's a placebo effect or if everyone's different. I've realized one thing that, which a lot of people seem to forget, that everyone is very different. Everyone's bodies, their minds just works differently, our brains work differently. So that's one thing to notice and consider on your mental health journeys and recoveries, is to really look deep down into what suits you. So this is just an initial video. I'm going to be posting more things, more in-depth things about more detailed stuff. This is something which I'm currently struggling with. You can see I'm struggling. Some of the side effects. So this is happening with venlafaxine, citalopram, which is usually the starting medication. I'm not sure how other people have felt. Let me know what your experiences are. So brain fog, it's really hard to explain. So either when the dose is increased or either when I'm feeling good and okay, that's when I get brain fogs. And it's a bit strange It feels like as if there are stones in my head, or my brain just feels blurry. So short-term memory and working memory, I think short-term memory, working memory, whatever. I do struggle with that. Mainly people remembering people's names and faces, so I could see someone's face and then after a bit completely forget their face, and that really terrifies me, and it has terrified me in the past. So I'll meet someone, I'll ask them for their name, I'll see their face, and after a bit I'll just forget for some reason. And I'm not sure if my OCD kicks in as well, and my anxiety, and that just blurs things up, or if it's just the medication itself. Because that's one thing about me, if something scares me or worries me, it just gets amplified. And this other issue which really bothers me, so that's why I've made notes today. If I'm talking, I forget things halfway through. Or, for example, I might be talking to you and suddenly I'll just go blank because I'll forget what I was talking about or what I'm supposed to say. The worst thing is finding the right words. So for example, if I sometimes forget words, so I'll be talking to someone and then see, I'm struggling right now, I'll be gasping for the right words, and it does scare me, but I've also come to realize that these are just side effects of OCD, recovery, medication, that I just sometimes don't know what the right word is. So in the middle of the sentence, I'll struggle to find the right word. Just final thoughts. If I was to go back and speak to myself, is from the onset realize that medication is just a quick leeway, a bit of space, something that makes it a bit easier to change your life. And the moment you realize that, I think your recovery may be better and perhaps faster and perhaps more long term. When you realize medication is just like protein shakes, they're going to help you, but it's not everything. But you still need protein shakes as well when you go to the gym. It really helps. So yeah, I'm really sorry. I feel like I struggled a lot while I was talking today. I kept on freezing up, but hopefully I'm going to have more information for you in the next couple of days. So for those of you who are new to my channel, I'm basically doing a 365 days transformation challenge. 365 days just for the sake of it, something to work on, but it should be a lifelong transformation. So because of my OCD, I neglected my physical health, mental health, just everything. And on this journey, I'm making myself accountable to people around me. So one day I'll go to the gym, one day I'll just do things which makes me happy, things such as skincare, getting correct diet. So yeah, I'm still beginning. My videos are not perfect, but as I progress, I'll have more stuff for you guys. Thank you for watching, and I hope something was beneficial. To let me know what your journey's been like, what your recovery's been like, what your struggles have been with medications, how it's helped you, and do please share it with others. And if you could subscribe, that would be really nice. Thank you.